Hi guys, welcome to Mr. Cloudbook channel. In this particular video, we are going to deploy a YouTube application on our Kubernetes cluster and on Docker container. So we are going to scan our code and we are going to scan our image and we will do every security check for our complete project. So please watch till and then and you will get this particular output. Okay, let me show the output first. You will get output like this. You can change to any tab. It's fully functional and it's a fully functional YouTube application we are going to deploy. You can change to any tab. Also you can go to React.js or you can go to music and you can completely watch the video. Also you can see I am going to play this particular Hukum video. Okay, this is the song. Okay, and you can see here I am skipping the parts because of the copyright issues. Okay, you can come back and you can play any movies. You can search for the Telugu movies also in the search bar and you will get the teasers and Telugu movies and everything. Okay, so some videos may not be work because of their copyright issues. You can go to the other videos also. You can see we are going to watch the island trailer here. Okay, so this app is completely deployed on the Docker container. Okay, you can see I am skipping the video also. You can clearly see the video. So once this complete project is done, you will get the same output. Definitely I will gonna give 100% of my assurance. You will definitely deploy this complete application on your Kubernetes cluster and Docker container. The recording is not working, but video will play definitely. Okay, so this is the complete pipeline structure we are going to use today. Okay, so our DevOps or DevSecOps engineer will push the code to GitHub repository and Jenkins will check out the code and we will scan our code using the SonarQube and we will install dependencies using the npm. Because of this is the Node.js application. The YouTube application used in this particular project, it was forked from the JS mastery from the YouTube. Okay, hence we install dependencies. We are going to scan our complete code again with that file scan using the Trivy, and we are going to scan the dependencies using OWASP, and finally we are going to build our Docker image and we are going to scan our Docker image using the Trivy and we are going to deploy it on the container, and again we are going to deploying on the Kubernetes cluster. Okay, and at the end of the every pipeline, so whenever we start any build, we will get the Slack notification. Okay, so this is the complete process for the create application. So our Jenkins will monitor by this Splunk and our Kubernetes will monitor by the Grafana and Prometheus completely. Okay, so this is the complete create of structure of the pipeline. Once you started the pipeline with the delete parameter, it will delete the container and it will delete the deployment. This complete project based on the real time. Okay, so please watch till the end. Okay, you will get the new things from this particular project. And till now we used the same pipeline and same scripts, everything, right? But in this particular video we are going to use the Jenkins Shared Library for this particular project. Okay, let me explain what is the Jenkins Shared Library first of all. So this is the project structure. Okay, let's discuss about what is Jenkins Shared Library. So Jenkins Shared Library is also known as the Jenkins Pipeline Shared Library or Jenkins Library. Is a future in a Jenkins and an open source automation server that allows you to create and reuse your code across your multiple Jenkins file. If you create a shared library, we can use that particular shared library in different pipelines. Okay, so that is the use of the Jenkins Shared Library. Okay, so once you created a Jenkins Shared Library, we can use it on the so many pipelines. So you can merge with that particular pipeline, you can call the shared library and you can deploy the application very easily. It will also helps to deploy your applications very faster. Okay, so it will reduce the complete code time. Okay, writing of the code time, it will be reduced. That's why we are using the Jenkins Shared Library in this particular video. So this is the complete first structure. Whenever we create, it will Jenkins will create this particular SonarQube analysis and it will install dependencies, Trivy file scan, OWASP dependency check, and Docker build and push and image scan and Kubernetes deployment. You will get this particular YouTube application. DevOps or DevSecOps engineer will push the code to GitHub Jenkins Shared Library and to the our Jenkins file to our GitHub repository. Okay, so Jenkins will check out the code from the both this particular Jenkins Shared Library and this particular GitHub repository where we are using our YouTube clone application. Okay, and you can see this is the Splunk output. This is the complete monitoring of your Jenkins application using the Splunk, you will get this particular output and you will get the result like this. So how many tests it's completed, you can see, you will get the success message, what is the success rate and everything from the Splunk itself. Okay, I will going to show everything from the scratch. Okay, and you can see this is the output which is deployed on the container. You will get like this is the complete YouTube application, fully functional. You can watch the videos only also. Okay, and this is deployed on the Kubernetes cluster, so both are working fine. Okay, and this is the output of the monitoring of your Kubernetes cluster using the Grafana and Prometheus, which is installed using the help. This is the complete project we are going to do now. Okay, so this is my blog. Okay, and you can see most of the guys already know how to install Jenkins on Ubuntu 22.04, right? That's why I'm just skipping the installation of the Jenkins part. Okay, you can see first we will launch the Ubuntu 22.04 instance. Okay, pick T2 large. Okay, for the instance type you have to pick T2 large, and you have to minimum maintain the 20 GB of storage. Okay, so because we are going to use the so many plugins in the mainware to complete this project, that's why we need the storage also. So that's why we are taking the GB up to 20. So we have to take the more than 20. Okay, you can see I already launched the instance with the instance type as T2 large here, and you can see the storage also with 30 GB I'm using here. Okay, let me, okay, you can see size of the volume is 30 GB. Okay, so next you have to connect this particular mobile extreme or to put this particular instance. You have to create a shell script, and you have to provide whatever your name you want with the .sh extension. You have to paste these commands, and you have to provide the executable permissions here by sudo chmod +x install jenkins.sh. It will install Jenkins on your newly launched instance. Okay, you can see I already connected to my Jenkins. Okay, if you go here, you can see this is the admin page we are getting. You can see the same output. You have to provide this particular command in your mobile extreme or putty to get your password and paste the password here. You can see this is the password we are getting like this, and you have to copy it and paste it here, and you have to click on install suggested plugin. You have to create a user, and if you want to create a user, you can create the user. I'm just going with the admin. I will change the admin password also. I will show how to change the admin password also. Okay, so you can get this particular dashboard. Okay, let's go to the Jenkins, and you have to, if you want to create user, you can create the user. Okay, just I'm going with the admin here, that's why I'm clicking on skip and continue as admin and save and finish, and you have to click on start using Jenkins, and all you have to do is change the admin password. So whenever you want to run with the admin, you have to change the admin password. You have to click on top right here on the admin here, and you have to click on configure in the left side panel and go to the password section here. Okay, this is the password section. Double tap here and change the password to whatever you want, and you have to click on tab and change the password and confirm it. Okay, so once this is done, all you have to do is first click on apply, and later you have to click on save. Okay, so it will get this particular error. Remove this particular at the end up to 8080 you have to provide, and click on enter again. You will get the login page. You have to provide the admin as a username, and for the password you have to provide the password whatever you provided over there, and click on enter. You will get the Jenkins dashboard. Okay, so this is done. So now we have to install Docker on our Jenkins machine. You can see install Docker on the Jenkins machine. I know the commands. Okay, let me go with the commands. Okay, let's go to the mobile extreme, and let's update the system one, sudo apt update, and enter, and clear the screen and install the Docker by providing sudo apt install docker.io -y. It will install Docker on your system. Okay, clear the screen, and let's see whether we are getting the error or not. Okay, if you provide Docker ps, you will get this permission denied error. That's why we have to add the particular Ubuntu user to our Docker group. Okay, so whatever the user here, so we are using the Ubuntu machine with that Ubuntu machine, that's why we are getting the Ubuntu user here. So if you want to add this particular user to your Docker, you won't get this particular permission denied error also. Okay, so meanwhile, in order to get the permission to docker.socket, you can see this is the docker.socket. It will throw the error whenever we deploy or whenever we build the Docker image, and whenever to push the Docker image to your Docker hub, it will get the permission denied error. So we have to provide the permission to particular var dot docker.socket also. Okay, meanwhile, first add the user to Docker group, sudo user mode -a capital G, and provide the group name as Docker. This is whenever we install Docker, it will create a Docker group. Okay, and provide the user here Ubuntu and enter, and you have to provide the new group Docker to take effect. And if you provide Docker PS, you won't get any error now. Okay, so you can see we are not getting any permission denied now. Okay, now provide the permissions to docker.socket also by providing sudo chmod 777/var/run and /docker.socket. Okay, and enter. You can see permissions are completed. So this is the Docker installation we have to do. Let's go, and you can see the same commands here. Okay, let's run the SonarQube container by using this particular command. Let's copy this command and go to mobile extreme again and clear the screen, and you have to provide the command here. Okay, and I will explain the command. You can see Docker run, it will run the container with the name of Sonar, and SonarQube runs on 9000 port, and this is the image name of our SonarQube. Okay, and if you click on enter, it will download the image from the Docker hub and it will run our SonarQube container. Okay, so meanwhile, copy the IP address. Okay, go to the EC2 instance, copy the IP address. So Jenkins and SonarQube runs on the same instance, that's why we are copying the same IP address, and paste the IP address here, and you have to provide the 9000 port. Okay, and click on enter. So it will take some time. Okay, and you can see if you provide the Docker PS here, you will get the container running. Okay, you can see our SonarQube image is running here up to 19 seconds. Okay, and name is the Sonar. Okay, and if you go to the browser again, and you can see it will start the SonarQube. Okay, and you have to provide this particular EC2 public IP with 9000 port, and you will get this page. Okay, you have to provide the admin user and password. The admin user is admin and the password also is admin. Okay, you have to change the password and you have to update the password, and you will get this particular SonarQube dashboard. Okay, so let's do that, and provide the admin and password is also admin, and click on login, and provide the old password here. This is the admin is the old password, and provide the new password whatever you want, and just click on update here. Okay, this is the SonarQube dashboard, and you get the same page. Okay, so let's install Trivia on our Jenkins machine, because we are going to scan our image rates, we are going to scan our files also. That's why we need to install Trivia on our system. Let's create a shell script and add these commands to that one. Okay, go to the mobile extreme. I am copying the commands, and go to the mobile extreme and clear the screen, and provide the sudo v8 trivi.sh and whatever your name you want, but provide with the .sh extension. Okay, and insert those commands. Okay, escape shift colon wq and exit from here, and you have to provide the executable permissions by providing sudo chmod 777 also works. Okay, and if you provide the +x also work fine. Okay, by providing trivi.sh and enter, and if you see ls-l here, okay, you will get this shell script executable permission here. Okay, and run the file using the sh or ./sh, anything works fine. Okay, and enter. It will install Trivia on your system. That is done. Let's clear the screen and see the Trivia version here, Trivi -version, and enter. You will get the version. Okay, you can see this is the version of Trivi. Okay, clear the screen, and let's go back to our blog, and that is done. Okay, so launch an Ubuntu instance for our Splunk monitoring. Okay, so let's go to the AWS console and click on launch instance. Okay, go back to blog once. Okay, you can see we have to select the Ubuntu 22.04. Okay, and ensure that you have to select the T2 medium. T2 medium is required for this particular Splunk, otherwise it won't run. Okay, and you have to take the storage up to 24 GB. So because whenever we monitor on your system, it will collect the every data from your Jenkins. That's why we need the 24 GB of data, and you have to install Splunk on it. And meanwhile, if you don't know how to create a Splunk account and everything, I already made a dedicated video on the Splunk, and I will provide the link in the description. Please watch that video also if you have any doubts on this Splunk. Okay, we have to use this particular command. Okay, to install Splunk on your system. Let's go to the console and launch the instance. Provide the name as Splunk, and number of instances is one, and select the Ubuntu and take 22.04 only, and select the instance type as a T2 medium here. Okay, I'm selecting a T2 medium. Select the existing key pair and use the existing security group. I'm opening launch wizard right here, okay. And you have to take the storage up to 24 GB, right? Let me increase the storage. You can see 24 GB and click on launch instance. So meanwhile, come back to instances. So it will take some time to install, okay. Meanwhile, go back to mobile extreme and open a new tab for our Splunk, okay. Let's duplicate the tab. So select the Splunk instance and select the connect and copy the SSH client here and go to mobile extreme and paste and click on enter. Providers and again enter. Let's clear the screen and update the system by providing sudo apt update and enter. And let's copy the command to install Splunk, okay. Copy this command, go back to your mobile extreme and clear the screen and paste the command. Let me come to home first, okay. Don't provide any space, okay, and click on enter. It will install Splunk on your system. So come back to blog and copy this command to depackage the downloaded Splunk here, and let me paste the command, enter. It will depackage the downloaded version, okay. It will take some time, minimum 2 minutes. So meanwhile, go back to your blog and you can see it will depackage the Splunk, okay. Whatever the Splunk we downloaded using the particular command, it will depackage it, okay. We downloaded the Debian package, okay. You have to enable this particular boot start, okay. Let me copy the command and go back to mobile extreme. So this is done. Clear the screen and provide the command enable boot start, okay. It will start this Splunk, okay. So you have to complete the 100% here, okay, by clicking on enter again, okay. So it will take minimum 2 minutes to go to the end of the page, okay. By providing the enter, you have to go on till the end, okay. You have to agree the terms, okay. Oh, sorry, you have to agree the terms, okay. I'm clicking on enter, okay. That's it's throwing so many license. So you have to provide y and click on enter, and you have to create the admin user here, okay. So provide whatever your name you want. I'm just providing the admin user as Ajay and click on enter, and you have to provide the password, and remember the cursor won't move, okay. And providing the password, enter, and confirm the password and enter, okay. You can see that is completed, boot is completed. And let's clear the screen, okay. We have to install Splunk app in order to integrate your Jenkins with Splunk, okay. So that's why you don't have to provide this particular password to install app. You have to provide the original Splunk password and admin user over there. I will explain that also, okay. Let me clear the screen first of all and enter and go back to blog and copy the remaining commands, okay. So this is done. You can see you have to provide the admin username and password, and you have to allow the SSH port, okay. Let me copy command and paste it here and enter. It will open a 22 port on this particular system, and let's open 8000. So because Splunk runs on 8000 port, okay, paste the command here and click on enter. It will allow 8000 port, and let's see the status. If the status is not inactive, you have to enable that one, okay. Let's copy the command and paste it here and enter. So you can see this is inactive. Let's active this one by providing sudo ufw enable. I already made a dedicated video on this one. Watch that video also if you have any doubts, okay. And let's enable, and you have to provide y and click on enter. If you see the status again, you will get the active now, okay. You can see we allowed 22 port and 8000 port, right. Let's go back, and you have to start the Splunk. Copy this command and click on enter, and you have to paste the command and enter and enter. It will start the Splunk on your system, okay. So it will take some time, okay. You can see this is running on the local port with 8000 port, okay. So meanwhile, go back to your AWS console and go back to instances again and select the Splunk instance here and copy the public IP address and go here and paste the IP address with 8000 port, okay, because Splunk run on 8000. And you can see, so you can see this is done. The Splunk web interface is that. So this is the private IP address of your instance, okay. Let me clear the screen, and you have to go back to browser and log in your Splunk. So my username is Ajay, right? That's why I'm providing Ajay, and password, the password whatever you set over there, and click on sign in. So this is the official dashboard for your Splunk. Okay, you can see here there are no any Jenkins app for our monitoring. Okay, we have to install a particular app. Okay, go back to your blog and you can see, so 8000 and provide the password and install the Splunk app for Jenkins. Okay, you have to click on apps and find more apps. Let's go, and you have to click on apps here and click on find more apps, and you have to set like this Jenkins here and click on install, and you have to provide your Splunk original username and password, not the username that we created in the enable bootstrap, right? Okay, so I already explained everything in the video that I made for this Splunk. Okay, you have to create an account for the Splunk, otherwise Splunk won't work. Okay, click on got it and search for the Jenkins here and enter, and you have to click on install and provide the username your for this Splunk. Okay, this is the username and the password for my Splunk official account. Okay, so that's why I'm going to tell that you have to create an Splunk account. Agree and install, and you can see our app is installing now. So if you don't have any account, our Splunk app is won't run. That's why watch the whole video that I made on this Splunk. Okay, go back home. You can see now the Splunk app for Jenkins is installed on our Splunk dashboard. Okay, so let's go back here, and this is done. Okay, so meanwhile, in order to collect the data, we have to create an HTTP event token. Okay, to integrate with Jenkins and Splunk. Okay, so go back to your Splunk and click on settings here and click on data inputs, and you can see this is the HTTP event collector. You have to click on here. First of all, you have to select this particular global settings, and you have to provide the all tokens to enabled. Okay, you have to enable here and remove this SSL certificate because we are not using any SSL certificate. Okay, and port number is 8088. Remember this port. Okay, 8088, and click on save, and you have to create a new token. Okay, click on new token here and provide the name as Jenkins or whatever name you want, and click on next and click on review and click on submit, and you have to copy this particular token. Okay, if you want to copy it from here, you can copy it from here, but I'm just going back. Okay, start searching. You will get like this. Okay, HTTP event source and everything, no results found because we still not integrated with anything, right? That's why click on Splunk Enterprise here. It will move to your dashboard. Okay, let's go back to settings and click on data inputs again and click on HTTP event collector, and you can see this is our token. Okay, let's go back to your blog and see what are the next step. You can see we collected the HTTP token and enable and unchecked this, and you have to create a new token and everything fine. And you can see this is the HTTP token. We have to copy and add the Splunk plugin in your Jenkins. Go back to your Jenkins dashboard, click on manage Jenkins and click on plugins and available plugins. Search for this Splunk here. Okay, and you have to install this first one, Splunk, and click on install. Go back to blog and see Splunk is done, and you have to add the particular username and the IP address and the token in your Jenkins system. Okay, go back to Jenkins dashboard and click on manage Jenkins, and under manage Jenkins you have to click on system here. So click on system, so search for the Splunk. Okay, enter, and you can see this is the Splunk for Jenkins configuration. Okay, you have to click on enable here, and HTTP input host means you have to provide the Splunk public IP address here. Go back to AWS console and copy this Splunk IP address here and paste it here. Okay, Control V, and you can see the IP address from here also. You can take the IP address from here also, 52.66. You can see same IP address I provided here, 52.66, and this is the port we used over there in the token settings. That's why I told that to remember this particular token. Okay, so HTTP 8088. So it will collect the data using this particular port. Okay, so for the HTTP input token, go back to your Splunk and copy this token. Right click, copy, and paste it the token here. Okay, so this is the token, and you have to uncheck this one because we not enabled any SSL certificate, right? And you have to provide the same IP address of your Jenkins. You can see 43.205.116. So this is the same IP address. You have to provide the same IP address. If you have any other IP address, you have to change this particular IP. So copy this one and paste it here. Okay, and if you click on test connection, you won't get any connection. Okay, so in order to make this particular connection success, you have to click on apply first, apply these settings, everything, and go back to your Splunk. Okay, so in the Splunk you have to provide some commands. Okay, go back to your blog and copy this command, because we have to allow this particular code because it's collected data, right? So copy the command and paste it here and enter and enter. You can see, if you see the status by providing sudo ufw status, ufw spelling wrong, okay, and enter, you can see 80888 is open now. Okay, so if you go back to your Jenkins now and you have to click on test connection, it said that connection was reset. Okay, let me go back to global settings. Okay, yeah, here we enable this one. Okay, let's remove this one and click on save. So that is the error we got one. If you go here and click on test connection again, and you can see the Splunk connection is verified. Okay, you have to uncheck this one. Okay, you have to uncheck this one and click on save. Okay, apply and click on save. So this is done. Once this is done, you have to restart the both the machines. Okay, so let's go back to our Jenkins dashboard. So after the 8080 of your Jenkins / click on restart here and enter. It will restart the Jenkins, and go back to your Splunk here and settings, go to under system server controls and restart the Splunk and click on OK, and it will restart the, it will monitor our Jenkins system now. Once the restart's completed, it will monitor our Jenkins machine. Okay, go back to Jenkins and login, provide the admin here and password, enter. So this is the dashboard. You can see restart and login and restart and login. So if you run any projects, okay, if you run any build or any test case, you will get the output like this. Okay, go back to our dashboard and click on new item. So let me test the first one. Okay, whatever the name you want, just provide. I am just going with the test one here and click on pipeline and click on OK and go to the pipeline and try sample pipeline, use the hello world and apply and save. If you click on build now, so let me build 3 builds. Okay, you will get the 3 builds. Okay, now go back to Splunk and log in with your username and password. This is the username Ajay and the password and enter. So 3 builds are completed. Okay, 3. And if you go to home now and you can see Splunk app for Jenkins here, you have to click on here. So you can see we got the 3 builds, test one, so the first build and second build and third build. And if you want to see the particular, you have to click on user here and select the admin, and you will get the detailed report also. And you can see till now we have built the 3 builds only. That's why it's showing the success to 3 and 3 builds results. So if you see the Jenkins health, you will see the status now. Okay, this is the Jenkins health. Okay, so it will take some time to update. Okay, so let's go back to your blog. Okay, so everything is done, and let's integrate our Slack. Okay, create a Slack account. I already made a dedicated video on the Slack also. So let's open my Slack. Okay, open a new tab and search for the Slack here and enter, and you have to create a channel name. Okay, click on launch Slack. Let me close the old one. So this is my Slack. Okay, let me create a new channel. So click on add channels here and create a new channel and provide the name anything you want, but we are using for the Jenkins, right? Jenkins hyphen our, what is the app name? YouTube. Provide the YouTube here and click on next, and we are going to create the public one only. So create. Okay, if you want to add any other users, you can directly add it from here. I am just skipping now. So this is our channel. The channel is created. Okay, and let's we have to integrate with this particular Jenkins, right? That's why we have to go back to our blog, and you can see install Jenkins CA app on your Slack. Okay, go back to your Slack and click on Mr. Cloudbook. So whatever the name you have, so you have to click on your name here, and you have to click on settings and administration and go to the manage apps, and it will open a new tab. In the search bar, you have to search for the Jenkins CA and enter. Okay, you have to select this particular CA app. Okay, Jenkins CA. It will open a new tab. Okay, so let me close the middle one. Okay, we don't need that one, and keep these 2 tabs. Okay, and you have to click on add to Slack. You can see this is the Mr. Cloudbook, my Slack channel name, right? if you click on choose channel, you will get this particular new items. Okay, if you go back, you have to go back to your Slack mission. Okay? Once you have to come this and you have to go back to next tab again, you will get your channels and you have to select your Jenkins YouTube. Okay, you have to select this one and you have to click on add Jenkins CA integration. You will get this particular steps. Okay, it will tell how to integrate your Slack with your Jenkins. Okay, it will tell go to manage Jenkins and search for the Slack notification in your manage Jenkins. Okay, go back to Jenkins dashboard and click on dashboard and click on manage Jenkins, and for the plugins, and you have to click on available plugins here and search for this Slack here, and you have to say install this one Slack notification. Click on install. So done. Come back to manage Jenkins and come back to blog once. We have to add to Slack, add to integration, plugins, everything done. So first we have to add the credentials in our Jenkins. Go back to Jenkins, manage Jenkins, and you have to click on credentials here and click on global and add credentials and select the secret text here. Okay, and go back to your Jenkins CI. So this is the Jenkins CI, right? Copy this particular token. Okay, credential ID token, right click and copy it and go back to your Jenkins mission and provide the secret and ID as the Slack here. Okay, and description is also Slack. So done. Click on create. So our Slack credential is created, and go back to blog and you can see this is the credential how you have to create, and you have to copy this particular token, and in the Jenkins credential section you have to add the secret integration token credential ID. And now you have to go to Jenkins system and you have to search for this Slack. Okay, and let's go back to our Jenkins dashboard. Click on manage Jenkins and click on system and control F and search for the Slack, right? Slack, enter, and you will get the Slack here and clear this one. For the workspace you have to provide, go to the Jenkins CA again and you have to copy this particular subdomain. So this is the subdomain, you have the different subdomain. Okay, copy that one and paste it here, and if you see here the same blog here, you have to provide the team subdomain and you have to click on credential. We already added Slack credential there. You will get the Slack credentials. You have to select the Slack here and default channel name. So what is your channel name? If you go to the Jenkins CA again and go down and you will get the channel name here. Okay, so you have to paste the same name over there. So go back to here, Slack mission. Let's copy this one once. Right click, copy, and with the as mark you have to provide. Okay, go as here and right click and paste the command. So this is the channel we are using, right? Okay, if you click on text connection, you can see we got the success message, and click on apply and click on save. And if you go back to your Slack here, you will get the notification. You can see Slack Jenkins plugin, you are all set to particular IP address. So this is the IP address of my Jenkins. Okay, if you see 43.205, if you see 43.205. Okay, so everything is fine. You can see our JVM threads and everything works fine. Queue size is decreased because we are not running any pipelines, right? So go back to your Jenkins dashboard now. So go back to your blog. You have to add this particular things to your pipeline. Okay, I already made a dedicated video. So why use this particular define color and everything? You have to watch that video if you get any doubt. Okay, I will provide the links in the blog and also in the description also. Okay, let's start a job. Go back to dashboard and click on a new item, and you have to provide the YouTube here and YouTube pipeline and okay. So this is done. Discard old bills and you have to maximum bill set to 3. This is done, and click on apply first of all and click on save. So go back to your blog and you have to see this is the done. You have to click on OK, and you have to create a Jenkins shared library in GitHub. Okay, so let's open a GitHub here. So this is the GitHub, right? So I have to click on plus here and click on new repository, and you have to provide the name with Jenkins shared library 1. So this is the name available. So I already have the Jenkins shared library. So if I remove one here, you will get the error. Okay, so that's why I'm providing the one here. Okay, and you have to create the public and you have to click on create repository. Okay, so it will provide some commands. Okay, I'll leave these commands and go back to your any file explorer. Let's go back to desktop, and I am opening a new folder here. So new and new folder with the name as Jenkins and hyphen shared hyphen library and enter. So this is the library I created. Go into that one and right click, open with VS Code here. Okay, you have to open a VS Code here. From now onwards, we are going to use the VS Code to push our complete shared library files to GitHub repository from the VS Code itself. Okay, so let's remove this one and you have to click on a new folder here with the name of vars. Okay, and enter. So it will create a vars folder for you. Var folder is also created and you have to click on terminal here and you have to click on new terminal and you have to select the GitHub here, I mean git bash. Okay, select the git bash. So first of all, copy this command. Okay, we are going to copy the commands one by one. Okay, right click, copy it and go to our VS Code and you have to paste those commands. Okay, and click on enter. You can see our readme.md file is added. Okay, so let's copy the remaining comments. First we have to initialize the git. Let me copy this and right click, enter. It will initialize git. So that is done. Go back here and copy the command. Let's copy this one and you have to provide the git add. Okay, let's go back here and you have to provide the git add. Okay, because I want to add the vars folder also, and enter. If you see the git status, you can see new file is added. Okay, go back here and you have to copy this one, copy the first commit and right click here and enter. So first commit is done and you have to change the branch to main. Okay, git branch -m main, right click, enter. And you have to add your repository. Okay, git remote, right click, copy it and add here and enter. That is done. And if you push the, you have to push the readme.md and vars. Okay, let's right click and paste, enter. So it will push our files, everything to your GitHub repository. Okay, it will take some time. Okay, that is done. And if you clear the screen, okay, let me clear the screen and go back to your GitHub repository and let's refresh this page. Okay, and you can see our readme.md is created. Okay, only readme.md file is moved now. Okay, so after we are going to create and every file, we are going to push our vars folder also. Okay, so you can see, go to the blog here and I provided the same commands here. Okay, you have to create the vars folder and you have to change your repository here. Okay, all you have to do is change the repository here and every remaining commands are all same. Okay, so let's write a, first of all we have to each stage, for each stage we are going to write a groovy file. Okay, so for the first stage we are going to use every time the clean workspace. Okay, let me open a new file. Okay, let me open it. So this is the sample pipeline. Okay, so you can see we are taking the reference. Okay, and we are writing the groovy files. Okay, so for the first stage what we are using the clean workspace. Okay, all you have to do is click on vars folder here and click on new file. In the inside the vars folder you have to create every groovy file inside the vars. Okay, so not only vars file, every Jenkins shared library file contains vars folder and source folder and another one folder. Okay, so that's why you have to provide the vars inside this particular vars folder. Okay, you have to provide every stage inside the vars folder. Okay, so let's name it as the clean workspace, like this one. Let me copy this one, right click, copy it and create a new here and paste that one and click on enter and it will open a new file. All you have to do is provide define and you have to call the function and provide the brackets and open curly brackets, and all you have to do is provide this particular clean ws command. Okay, so it will clean the workspace. Let me copy this one and go back to your clean workspace. So this is how you have to write your groovy files. Okay, these are the files that we are going to use to run our pipeline. This is the Jenkins shared library file. Okay, this is the thing, this is the file we are going to call it on our pipeline. Okay, go back to your blog and see. So this is the first call we are going to run. Okay, so let's write the another checkout file. Okay, so this is the second stage, right? Let me copy it one and go back here and you can see in the Jenkins file also for the second stage what we are using the checkout, right? Let me open a new file inside the vars and paste the command and click on enter. So whatever the name, so you can provide any name you want, but you have to call the same name over there. So for the checkout you have to use the command. So let's go back here. So this is the command, right, we are going to use. So let me open here YouTube, and you have to click on pipeline syntax, and you have to search for the git here, or you have to select anything, checkout or anything, and you have to provide the URL. Let's go back here and go back to Ajay, and you have to go to the repositories and go. This is the app we are using, right, YouTube clone app. And for the code, copy it and go to the pipeline syntax and paste it here, and no credentials because this is public one, and remove the master because it's a main branch. Okay, main, and all you have to do is generate the pipeline string. Okay, so you have to copy this one and use the same thing over there, because so we are going to call, right. So you can see, let me copy this one and I will explain everything over there. Copy it and paste it here and save it, and you can see define call string. So URL is string, right, that's why we are providing the git URL with the string, and the git branch is also string because that is with the letters. And we are going to, what we have going to do, we have to checkout. So use the checkout and bracket, and what is the class we are using? The git, right, git source code management. We are using branches. So what is the branch? Git branch. So we have to mention this particular git branch inside our pipeline. Okay, I will explain everything. So for the user remote configs, we are using the URL, and we are provided the name with git URL. Okay, so let me save this ones and let's add these files. Okay, so by providing git add by dot enter, and if you see the status, git status here, and you can see where's folder checkout groovy and clean workspace status is added. Okay, so let's commit git commit -n first to build checkout. Okay, enter. So you have to git push origin main and enter. So it will push our these two files and Jenkins files to your GitHub repository. Okay, you can see that is done. If you go back to here and go back to, so you can see this is the vars folder we created, and this is the checkout groovy. Okay, so you can see everything is done. Go back to your pipeline syntax and come back to your dashboard now, and you have to go to the YouTube now. So click on configure and click on pipeline, and you have to add the particular pipeline here. Okay, we already have that one in the blog itself. I don't want to waste the time. Okay, so you have to add this particular git add and commit to push origin to push the files. We have to add our Jenkins shared library to our Jenkins system, and go back to Jenkins dashboard and click on dashboard here and click on manage Jenkins and click on system and control F and search for the global. Okay, so if you search for the global and click on down, global time, global build, you have to come to here. Okay, so you have to come to global pipeline libraries and click on add and remove this one. So for the library you have to provide the same name over there. Okay, whatever the name you want, you have to provide the same name. Okay, so I'm going with this one, and you have to provide Jenkins Shared Library. So you can provide any name here. Okay, Jenkins _ shared _ library, and for the default version I'm going with the main because I'm using the main branch, right, that's why I'm using the main, and everything is same. You have to select the modern SCM and select the git and project repository. You have to copy the Jenkins shared library one. So go here. So this is the library we are using, right? You have to copy the code, copy it, and go back to system and paste the URL here, and nothing you have to change. Okay, everything is fine, and library path dot and slash, this is fine, and you have to click on apply and remember this name. Okay, so you have to copy this name. Let me copy this one and click on apply and click on save. So this is you have to do, and go back to your YouTube and click on configure. So you can see you have to provide the name, and you have to provide main and select the modern SCM and select the git, and you have to provide the Jenkins shared library git URL, and you have to click on apply and save, and you have to run this particular one. So you have to call your library at like this. Okay, let me go back to over here and click on pipeline, and all you have to provide @ and library you have to provide library like this in order to call your Jenkins shared library. Okay, so this is the same thing. Okay, and you have to provide like this. Let me copy this one and paste it here, and let me, so this is the same name we use it, right? Let me copy this one. Okay, in the system whatever the name you use it, you have to provide the same name. I already copied the name, and you have to provide the same name here, and you have to click on enter and again enter, and let's define this particular define color for our Slack notification. Let me copy this one and go back to Slack. So it will, whenever the build is failure, it sends the build with red color. Okay, in the notification of your Slack. Whenever the build is succeeded, it will provide the green color. That's why we are providing the defined color map with failure as a danger and success as a good. Let's enter, and you know the pipeline which starts with the pipeline and agent is any, and we are going to use the parameter, right? Because we are going to create and delete. I told already in the explanation before itself for the pipeline using that one. Let me copy this one completely. Okay, everything is fine, copy it, and I will explain everything here and paste it here, and let's increase the size first. Okay, so you can see for the pipeline we are using pipeline and agent is any, and parameters we are using the choice parameter here, and the action while we are choosing the name as action here, and choices we are providing the two choices, one is create and another one is delete, and this is the description, whatever you want you can provide here. Okay, so this is the description and the first stage. So let me remove this one and I will explain. So this is the you know how to write the stages, right? Stages, stage and steps we are using first for clean workspace. And go back to your Visual Studio Code. You have to, this is the workspace name, and you have to click on rename, and you have to copy the name here. Okay, let me copy the name and go back to here, and you have to paste it here and provide the bracket. So it will go to this particular clean workspace.file, and it will run this particular one. Okay, so it will call this particular one, so that's why we have to provide the same name. Okay, git checkout, you have to click on rename and copy the name, and you have to provide the same name here. Okay, you can see checkout here, this is the name, and you have to provide the URL of your YouTube clone app and provide the comma with the main branch. Okay, this is done, and you have to click on apply, and you have to change the channel name here. Okay, let's remove this one, come back to Slack Jenkins CA and Jenkins YouTube. So this is my channel name, right? Let's copy this one, right click, copy it, and go back here and paste the channel name here. Okay, and all you have to do is click on apply and click on save. So git checkout, it will use this particular Groovy file. Okay, so whenever it will call this particular checkout git, it will call this particular file and it will check out your code. Okay, so we provided the URL here and main branch, it will take the git URL for your URL, and for the git branch it will take the main branch. Okay, and you have to click on apply and click on save, and you have to click on build now. Let's see whether it's working fine or not. Okay, so you can see everything fine, our build got succeeded. So post declared actions is also completed. If you go to your Slack message, you will get the message with green color. You can see we got the green color right here. So our build one is succeeded, job is YouTube, and you can go here and you can see the info. Okay, so our first build is succeeded, and if you go to the Jenkins app, I mean Splunk monitoring, and you can see our JVM memory is increasing, and you can see JVM threads is increasing, and queue size and everything fine. And if you go to the overview here, and you can see we build now fourth build, and you can see our first YouTube build is succeeded. Okay, so this is done. If you go back to your YouTube and first build is completed, so let's install some plugins. In order to complete this project, we need the Java and SonarQube and Node.js. Okay, so you have to search for these plugins, Eclipse, SonarQube and Node.js, and let's go to Jenkins and click on dashboard here and click on manage Jenkins, and you have to click on plugins, and you have to go to available plugins here and search for the Temurin here, and you have to install this one, Eclipse Temurin installer for Java, and search for the Sonar. You have to install the SonarQube scanner, and you have to install Node.js, and you have to select this one and click on install. Okay, it will install your plugins. Okay, so we are using the same Jenkins file. Okay, so we are writing the every stage inside our shared library, and we are calling to our pipeline. Okay, so next we have to run the SonarQube analysis, right? all you have to do is just copy these lines and you have to use inside your Groovy script, I mean shared library. Let me show that one also for our SonarQube analysis. Okay, go here and this is done, and go back to manage Jenkins and you have to click on tools and you under JDK installations add JDK and provide the name. Here I am going with the same names. Okay, so JDK 17 and select the 17th version, and node 16 select the 16.20 and JDK 17 install automatically, add installer adaptive.net and version is 17, and come down for the node.js, add node.js here and you have to provide the name as node 16 and version 6.2.0, select that one. So that is done, and all you have to do is click on apply and click on save, and you have to remember these names because we have to use the names inside the pipeline. Okay, so let's configure our Sonar server in manage Jenkins. Okay, so I know these commands. Okay, let's go back to your SonarQube here and click on administration and click on security and click on users, and you have to click create user here, update tokens and any name you want. I'm just going with Jenkins here and click on generate and copy this token and go back to our Jenkins, and we need to add inside the credentials. Go to credentials and click on global and add credentials, and for the kind select the secret text here and provide the copy token. This is the copy token, right, for our SonarQube, and ID I am going with Sonar token here. So let's copy the same name and use for the description also. Okay, and click on create, and you can see, so this is how you have to create a credentials. You will get the same now. So you have to paste the token here and provide the ID and description, and you will get like this. And now we have to add the Jenkins system also. We have to tell our Jenkins mission, this is my IP address for our SonarQube, and you can use this particular token in order to scan our complete code. Okay, so go back to our Jenkins and click on manage Jenkins, click on system and go down. So you can see SonarQube servers. You have to click on add SonarQube and provide the name as sonar-server. So this is the name I am using. You have to provide the IP address of your SonarQube. Go to SonarQube and copy IP address, right click, copy it and paste it here and remove the slash at the end. Okay, and we already added the token, right, Sonar token. It will take the Sonar token, and you have to click on apply and click on save. In order to scan our code, we need the Jenkins installation also. Go to Jenkins manage Jenkins and click on tools and come down under SonarQube scanner installations, click on add SonarQube scanner and provide the name as Sonar-scanner here and use the latest version. So this is the installation tool for our SonarQube. Okay, it will use this particular SonarQube installation to scan our code, and click on OK and go back to your SonarQube, and we have to add the quality gate also. So click on administration and configuration, webhooks, click on create and provide the name as Jenkins, and for the URL let's copy this one. Go back to your Jenkins dashboard, copy the Jenkins dashboard IP. Okay, copy the Jenkins IP and paste the IP here and provide name as SonarQube-webhook. Okay, and provide the slash at the end. Okay, so and click on create. It will create the webhook for our Jenkins and SonarQube. Okay, so till now everything is completed. You can see the same step you can find inside the blog also. Okay, so that is done. Let's add the new stage. Okay, let me copy this stage, SonarQube analysis, copy and go back to our shared library and click on where's and open a new file and paste it here and click on enter. So I am using the SonarQube analysis.groovy file. So we have to use the define and call brackets and open curly braces and enter. So all you have to do is go to Jenkins file and you have to copy this particular one. Okay, you have to copy this, right click and copy, and you have to come here and you have to paste here. Okay, this is the how you have to use the your Groovy script, and you have to write the shared library like this. Okay, whatever the command, whatever the shell script we are using inside our pipeline, we are going to use this in the particular Jenkins shared library file. Okay, so this will call our So our pipeline will call this particular function sonar cube analysis, and it will go inside this particular file and it will run this particular command. Okay, so already added here, you can see the same. You can see sonar server with sonar cube env, and I completed in the single line itself. That's why it's not providing anything like that. Let's go, and you can see if you remove this one, so if you delete this, and you will get the same like this only. Okay, so whatever the we are using inside our Jenkins file here, you can see we are using the SSH with sonar cube env. So that is we are running inside our Groovy file here. Okay, so for the shared library. Okay, so this is the shared library for our sonar cube analysis, and let's add another for quality gate also. Let's copy this one, right click, copy it, and you can come back here, come back to here and click on new file for our quality gate Groovy. In quality gate.groovy, enter and paste the same commands. Okay, this is the command, right? You can see. So script wait for quality gates, we are using the same command inside the one. Okay, you can see here. So if you go block to block, and you can copy it and go over quality gate here and paste the command. So you can see define call credential ID. So we are going to provide a credential ID inside our pipeline. Okay, so wait for quality gate, this is the same command that we used inside our Jenkins file. You can see Jenkins file, this is the same command, but we are providing the password token here, but we are not providing the token inside our Groovy file. Okay, quality Groovy file. Okay, so we are calling the credential ID here. It will call from here credential ID. We are going to provide this particular credential ID inside our pipeline. You can see if you go down, and we are going to add the npm install Groovy command also. Let me copy this one. So let's go to the vars and add a new file. Okay, sorry, new file, and paste it here and click on enter. So it will like this. If you write, everything is simple, define call, and you have to open bracket here and enter. And what is the command we use here? So for the install dependency, we use it sh npm. So we use it sh npm install command, right? Let me copy this one and go to npm install Groovy and paste the same command here and click on save here. So this is the file you have to use inside your shared library. So everything is same, because we are going to use this one for the many pipelines, because every command is same, right? That's why we are going to write the shared library. So this is the basic shared library. Okay, I am going to provide you the basic. So I am just going to provide the basic shared library only. This is not the intermediate or any advanced level shared library. Okay, understand that one first thing. And you can see the same command we are using. Let me push this to inside our GitHub repository, and let's git add and enter. If you go here, and let me show the first files, what are the files available inside our vars file. Go to your GitHub repository, and if you inside the vars, you added sonar cube stages. Okay, so let's push the command. Let's push these files by providing git push origin main and enter. So it will push the latest 3 kits to our GitHub repository. Okay, and if you go here and click on Jenkins Shared Library or refresh the page, you will get the 5 files here. Okay, you can see now we have the npm install, and you have the clean workspace, and you have to check out everything fine, and go back to your manage Jenkins and click on dashboard here and go to the YouTube, and in the draft section, let me copy the tools here. So you know the tools command, right? So we used the JDK 17 for our Java and Node 16 for our Node.js. Okay, so meanwhile, if you don't know how to generate your sonar cube code, you have to click on here and go to the projects, and you have to click on manually, and you have to provide the name, anything you want. If you want the YouTube, right? For YouTube we want, so, and you have to provide a YouTube and click on setup here, and you have to click on locally, and you have to provide the use existing token. So we already created a token inside our sonar cube. Let's paste the same token here. This is the token, and you have to click on continue, and this is the Node.js application. You have to click on other, and you have to select the Linux as a OS, and this is the script you have to generate. Okay, so this is the same script I used inside here in the Jenkins file. You can see with the sonar scanner, and everything is same. So that is the how you have to generate this one. And if you want to know how to generate this wait for quality gate also, come back to your manage Jenkins here, and let me come to projects first in the sonar dashboard. and go here, and you have to click on pipeline syntax here, and you have to search for wait for quality gate here. Okay, you can see wait for quality gates, and you have to provide the Sonar token and click on generate, and it will generate this same token. Let me copy this one, and we have to provide, let me show the same thing. Okay, if you paste the same thing, you will get the same thing. Okay, so this is how you have to generate. Let me copy. So that is done. So the same thing we have used inside our Groovy files for our shared library. Okay, everything is same. So nothing we changed. Everything we are going to describe inside our pipeline, we are describing inside our shared library files. Okay, so we have to call these particular shared library files inside your pipeline. That is the thing you have to do. Let's go back to YouTube first and click on configure. So let's come to pipeline stage now, and in after the agent any, we have to add the tool threads. So go back to block and copy these comments. I don't want to waste the time, and you have to provide the environment tool. We already used the Sonar scanner name for our Sonar Cube tool, right? That's why we are using the Sonar scanner. So I think everyone knows that. So you have to copy paste like this, and if you don't know, let me apply this one, and right click. Let me duplicate this one once and come to dashboard and manage Jenkins and come to tools section first of all, and so you can see for the JDK installation what is the name I used, JDK 17, right? So that is the same name I'm using here. Okay, this is the JDK 17, and you can come back to Node.js here. I used the name as Node 16. That's why I'm using the name as Node 16 here. Okay, whatever the name you used over there, you have to provide the same name here. For the Sonar scanner, where did you get this particular name? If you go here to again tools, under Sonar Cube installations, we provide our same name, right? Sonar scanner. If you copy this one, copy it and paste it here, and everything is same. Both are same. Okay, this is how you have to generate your pipeline tools. Okay. So whatever the name you have provided inside your tools section, you have to provide the same names for your JDK and Node.js and your Sonar Cube scanner form. Let's come down and let's add our new stages. Okay, let me come here and stage section. So what are the stages we are using? So for Sonar Cube analysis, this is the name we provided for our Groovy file. If you go back here and you can see this is the right click. Let me open first of all. Let me copy these two stages. Okay, I will explain everything, and npm install also. Right click and copy it and come here and YouTube clone and paste this every script. Okay, and if you see what are this, and I will explain everything. You can see we used the choice parameter, right? So we used the parameters here. Okay, so we are going to call this particular parameters inside our every stage. Okay, for the Sonar Cube stage, you can see, so whenever expression, so params.action is equals to, whenever I click on create, you have to run this stage. Okay, whenever delete, you don't have to run this particular stage. So I am going to provide like that. Okay, so whenever expression params.actions, whenever I click on create, you have to run this particular stage, otherwise you don't have to run. So for the Sonar Cube analysis, let me remove this one. So everything is same, stage and steps and everything same, and come here and you have to right click and click on rename and copy this name. So this is the Sonar Cube analysis, right? So it will scan our code, and come here and you have to paste that one and provide the brackets. So this is how you have to call your Groovy file. Okay, so this is the quality gate file we are calling. So we provided the credential ID over there, right? So that's why we are defining our credential ID. So what is our credential ID? Sonar-token. So this is the token we provided, right? Let me open that one. Go back to your tools and go back to manage Jenkins and go to credentials. You can see our token ID name is Sonar token. That's why we are using the Sonar token here. So whenever I click on create option, run this particular stage. So whenever I create on this particular create stage, it will run. So npm install. So it will call this particular npm install. So it will call and it will install dependencies. Okay. So everything is same. Quality gate. So it will call this particular Groovy file. Okay. It will call this particular file. Okay. And this is the files you have to add. This is the stages you have to add. Okay, so if you click on apply and click on save, and you will get now build with parameters. You can see if you click on this one, you have to select the action. You have to click on create, or you have to click on delete. If you click on delete, if you build now, you can see there is no builds or SOAR quality gates, nothing will run. So all it will do is only it will install your tools and it will run your complete pipeline. So it will install tools and it won't run any Sonar Cube stages, and it will directly skip those stages. You can see the stages also. Okay, you can see it will clean the workspace because we didn't provide any when command for a clean workspace and checkout. You can see our stages are skipped due to we just provide this for Sonar Cube analysis. Whenever we use it the create, so then only this particular stage will run. Okay, so if you go back to your Slack here, you will get the notification build 2 is succeeded. Okay, so go back to Jenkins here, and if you click on build with parameters, if you click on create, then only your Sonar Cube analysis stage will run. So whenever we create the delete, you will get this same stage output. Okay, so if you full stage view, you will get like this. Okay, this one was the build parameter with the delete option. Okay, so if you click on YouTube and you have to click on build with parameters, and if you click on create and click on build now, you can see our stages will run now. Okay, if now it will run this particular stage, you can see. So last time we used the delete parameter, right? That's why it's not, it skipped this particular 3 stages. Okay, so now we are using the create action, that's why it's taking the Sonar Cube analysis stage. Okay, this is how we have to use this particular params.choice. Okay, so this is the real-time case. So whenever we use the create option, then only this particular stage will run. Okay, so whenever we delete, you will get this particular. Okay, let me see what is the error. Okay, go back to our console output and let's see what is the error here. The similar key is already exist. Okay, so with the same name it's already existed. Let's go back here, go back to our groovy analysis and change the name to YouTube 1. Okay, and project name is same, that's why it's throwing the error. Okay, save this one, and you have to push these comments whatever you change inside your shared library, and you have to add that one, and you have to commit that one, and you have to push that one, git commit -m updated Sonar analysis, and enter git push origin main. So it's taking the same names. Okay, so I already provided right here, you can see. So with the same name I explained how to create your code, that's why it's throwing the error. Okay, so go back here, you can see here, you will get the error here. The same name, it's getting the same similar key already exists, that's why it's throwing the error. Okay, and go back to YouTube, and you have to click on build with parameters and create and click on build. So now you can see our Sonar Cube analysis done. If you go back to projects here, just refresh this one. Okay, you can see our YouTube one got the scanned with the 540 lines, it's scanned. Okay, so everything fine. If you go to blog here, you will get this one. Okay, so this is the same output we got, but last time it scanned 517, but now it's scanned 549 lines. Okay, nothing the difference. If you want to see the more issues, you can directly click on YouTube here, and you can go to the issue section, you can see the issues also. Okay, come back to projects, and you have to see at YouTube, you can see our quality gate is also succeeded, and npm install dependencies now completing. Okay, so that is done. Declarative actions is also completed, and if you go to Jenkins Slack here, you can see third build what's got failure rate, that's why it's throwing the red color. So that's why we are defining the color map over there, and fourth build is succeeded, so that is done. And go back to over here, so let's see this Splunk. Okay, you can see we got the third build failure rate, that's why it's saying the failure as 1. And if you go to the Jenkins health, let's see the Jenkins health also. You can see our Jenkins health and everything is changing. Okay, go to Jenkins again, YouTube. So our second build is fourth build is succeeded. And let's go back to our blog, and you have to install dependency. So for the OS dependencies, there is no Groovy script. Okay, we are going to run this particular script with this one only. Okay, so like this we are going to use inside our pipelines, the same thing we are going to run. Okay, so nothing changed. Go back to dashboard now, click on manage Jenkins, and you have to install OS plugin. So click on available plugins here and search for OS, enter, and you have to install this first one and click on install, and come back to manage Jenkins and you have to go to tools section, and we have to add the OWASP installation tool also, and go down last you have to click on add dependency and provide the name whatever that you want. I'm just going with the dp-check, and for the installation select install automatically, add installer, select the github.com, and you have the version you have to select for 6.5.1. okay, 6.5.1. click on apply and click on save. Let's go back to Jenkins. Let's Jenkins file. For the next stage, what we use the OWASP. It won't work, okay, otherwise. So we will directly run this particular stage inside our pipeline, okay. So because some cases it won't run, it won't take our particular. This is not a cells command, right? So that's why it's not taking. So OWASP stage doesn't run inside our Groovy file. So it will throw the so many errors. I already mentioned something inside of my blog. Okay, you can see here. If you go inside blog, stage with the dependency check steps cannot be directly used inside a shared library. So maybe some main reasons it's throwing the error. That's why I'm using the same stage. Okay, not writing any Groovy file for the OWASP, but writing the Groovy files for our Trivy scan. Okay, let me create a new Groovy for our file Trivy scan. So let's write a Trivy file scan Groovy file. Okay, let me create. I don't want to copy everything from over there. Let me create one. So I provide the Trivy file scan dot Groovy. So click on enter, and you have to define call brackets space with curly braces. And what is the command we use? sh trivy fs dot. So we'll send this one to trivy fs dot txt. okay, so this is the command we use it to scan our Trivy scan, right? So that's why I'm using the same command inside our Groovy script. And let's add this test git add enter, sorry, commit. Let me commit this one first of all. Commit -m, say added Trivy file scan, enter, git push origin main, enter. So that is done. So if you go back to Jenkins file, let me copy this particular only one stage. Okay, right click, copy it, and go to manage Jenkins, click on dashboard. For the YouTube, select the configure and click on pipeline and come down. So after the npm install, add this particular stage. So whenever I use the create option, then only this particular stage will run. Okay, so everything is same, right? So it will scan our dependency check. Okay, so let's add the another stage. Let me write the stage steps. So what is the name I provided for our Trivy scan? Right click, rename, and copy the name. So Trivy file scan. Okay, close this one, come here and paste the command and brackets. Okay, sorry, for the stage we have to write something, right? Within the brackets, Trivy file scan, close the brackets, everything fine. So if you click on apply and click on save, and you have to click on build with parameters, and you have to select the create option here. Okay, select the create and click on build. It will start your build. Okay, so I think OWASP dependency will take 9 minutes. Okay, last time I ran so many builds, that's why it's taking so much time. Okay, so maximum it will take 9 to 10 minutes. So meanwhile we will install Docker and Kubernetes, everything. Let's go back to my blog. Okay, so this is done. I will install everything from the scratch. First of all, let's install. Okay, we will create the API key and everything later. Okay, so for the Kubernetes setup, you have to need the two instances. One is for our Kubernetes master and Kubernetes worker. So we need the two instances. Take the Tweety medium only. So because two CPU is required for our Kubernetes. Okay, kubectl to be installed on Jenkins also. Let's copy these comments. Go back to your mobile extreme. So let's connect again. So clear the screen and let's open the file. New shell script sudo va kube.sh on our Jenkins machine. and paste these commands and go to the curl. After you have to provide the -y, okay, after curl, so otherwise it will stop. Insert mode and space -y and escape shift colon WQ, enter, and provide the executable permissions sudo chmod 777 cube.sh and sh cube.sh, and it will install kubectl on your Jenkins machine. Okay, so let's go back to your AWS console and let's launch the two instances. Okay, so click on launch instance. So number of instances, take 2. Okay, we need the 2 instances, and for the name provide the K8s. Okay, so we will change the names later, and select the Ubuntu version, Ubuntu AMI here, and for the AMI take 20.04. okay, so because I provided the commands for 20.04 only, so let's, yeah, for the instance type take the T2 medium. So that is then select the existing key pair and select the existing security group. Select the existing security group and open all port, okay, for the learning purpose, and go with the 8 GB is enough, or if you want to increase, that is also fine. Okay, and just click on launch instance, and let me go back to my instances, go to EC2 and instances running, so it will take some time to come up. Okay, so you can see kubectl is installed on Jenkins machine. If you see the kubectl version, enter, you can see this is the version from 1.28. okay, so our kubectl is installed. Clear the screen. You can see here YouTube, our build is still taking 5 minutes. It's take minimum 10 minutes, okay, to complete everything. So go to your AWS console and refresh, and everything fine here. So select the instance, change the names, one for the master and save, and one for the worker. So select the master and click on connect, copy the SSH client here and go to the mobile extreme. So let's open a new tab, duplicate tab, paste the SSH client here and enter, and let's open another duplicate tab for our worker also. Let me copy the worker address also, come back and select the worker, click on and connect, copy the SSH client here, go back to mobile extreme and paste the command here and enter. So for the master, provide a S here and enter, and let me close this one, clear the screen, and provide the hostname sudo hostname ctl set-hostname k8s master, enter. So exec bash, it will change our name to master. You can see our name is changed to master, right? So you have to do the same thing for the worker also. S, and close this one and clear the screen, sudo hostname ctl k8s -worker, enter, exec bash, enter. So our names were changed. Okay, let's update the system. Okay, sudo apt update, enter. So for the master also just update sudo apt update and enter, go back to here. So let's go to the blog. Okay, so this is done, hostname ctl is done. Okay, let's copy these all commands. Okay, I copied all commands, go back to your mobile extreme, let's clear the screen and create a file, sudo va cube.sh, enter, and paste these all commands here. Okay, escape shift colon and WQ, enter, and provide the executable permission sudo chmod and 777 cube.sh and run the file. Okay, by providing cube.sh and enter. So let's go to the worker also, clear the screen and provide the shell script sudo vi cube.sh and paste all comments. Okay, so it will install Docker and everything, kubectl, kubeadm marker, and both the master. Escape shift colon WQ and provide the executable permission sudo chmod 777 cube.sh, sh cube.sh, enter. So it will ask for the password here. Okay, so just click on enter. Okay, it will install. So both it will ask for the password and it will install kubeadm, kubectl and everything on your system at one go only. So all I did was just copied all these commands and created a shell script and run those on both master and worker. Okay, so this is the first time. Okay, so our kubectl is installing. Okay, so meanwhile go back to your Jenkins and let's see our build is succeeded or not. So it's taking more than 9 minutes 40 seconds, you can see. So meanwhile let's go back to your manage Jenkins and install your Docker plugins. Okay, go to manage Jenkins and you can see plugins here and available plugins, and search for the Docker and search for install Docker, Docker command, Docker pipeline, API and Docker build step, and click on install. So it will install plugins. Okay, it will take minimum 1 minute. So meanwhile come back to manage Jenkins and you have to click on credentials. So we have to add the credentials of your Docker. Okay, click on global, add credentials. So for the kind, take the username with password. So username, so provide your Docker Hub username. This is my Docker Hub username 7ajay, and provide the password. You can directly create a personal access token and provide the password here, or otherwise you can directly provide your password also. I am just providing my password here, and just go with the ID as a Docker here, and description is also Docker here. Okay, so click on create. So you can see our Docker credential is created, and go back to manage Jenkins, and if you click on here on the tools, you have to install Docker tool. Okay, so go down, after dependency installations you will get Docker installations. Click on add Docker and provide that name as a Docker here. Click on install automatically, add installer and download from docker.com, and say install the latest version only. So click on apply and click on save. Okay, so if you go and see, so okay, let's clear the screen. So if you see kubectl version here, you can see kubectl is installed on your master, and let's see on the worker whether it is installed or not. Kubectl version. Okay, so kubectl is installed on master and worker also. Okay, so everything fine. So it's taking too much time over. So meanwhile let's go back to my blog. Okay, so this is done. So let's initialize the pod. Okay, on the master node, right click, copy it. So this is the master, clear the screen and paste the command, and it will initialize. Okay, it will take 1 minute. So come back to here and we will do this one, everything from the master node only. Go back to your Docker setup. So we added the tool, right? We install plugins, we added tool, and we added the credentials, and next we need to create an API key. Okay, so in order to complete this project we need the rapid API key. Okay, so all you have to do is open a new tab here and go for the rapidapi.com here and click on enter. So if you see, this is the page you will get once you click on rapidapi.com. Okay, like this you will get your mails. Okay, all you have to do is select your mail. So I am selecting the postbox.aj, and it will directly create your account. Okay, nothing you have to do. All you have to do is just search for rapidapi.com, and it will directly provide your mail, and you have to create your account there by just clicking. So in the search page you have to search for YouTube here. So you have to select the YouTube version 3 here. You will get page like this. You can see in the code snippets, this is the rapid API key we have to use. So you have to copy this particular rapid API key. Okay, so I will close this one because you don't have to copy this one, right? So you have to create a API key. Okay, so let's copy this one, Jenkins dashboard here. So we created account. Okay, so as I agreed, you will see the account like this, and you have to search for the YouTube, and you have to copy the API key from here. Okay, so all you have to do is you have to create a Groovy file inside your shared library. Let's copy this one. I will explain everything over there and copy it. And in the vars folder, let's copy this one and paste it here and enter. And let's open our Jenkins file. Okay, so let's close the remaining files. We don't need these things anymore. Copy this one and go back to Visual Studio Code and Docker build here. I provided every code. All you have to do is change your codes here. Okay, so you have to provide your rapid API key here that you copied. So I will paste the code later. Okay, once this is closed. Okay, so first it will build. Okay, this is the Docker command, right? Docker build org rapid API key. It will take this rapid API key and it will build your image. So image name. So we are going to provide image name inside the string, means it will call your image name and Docker hub username from your pipeline. So because image name and Docker hub username I'm going to call from my pipeline. So many users use my shared link, right? That's why I'm going to describe my image name and my Docker hub username from over there. Okay. So next it will tag your image name with your Docker hub username slash and image name with latest, and it will push your Docker hub image name to your Docker hub. So this is the Docker credentials we created, right? If you go back here and let's open Jenkins, and you can see this is the token we use, Docker. So that's why we are using the same token here for the credential ID. You can see here. So this is the same token, right? Okay, let me paste my token here. Okay, let me copy this, remove this one, and I will paste my token over there. So that is done. I added my key and I added one, and let's add this one, git add dot and git commit -m added Docker. Okay, push origin main. So it will push our Docker build stage. Okay, so meanwhile I am going to run this image, right? Using the for scanning the trivia image, we use this particular command, right? Sh trivia image. So everything is same. So my image is this one. So I am going to use this one. Let's copy this stage. So I am explaining basically. That's why I'm not providing the difficulty shared library. Okay. So let's paste it here. So trivia image dot groovy and enter. So let's copy this page. It will scan our image or paste it here. So define call and sh command we are using. So let's run this one and let's open another file. You can see it will scan our image, and to run a container we use this one. So run container, copy this one. So we use sh command docker run -d -m YouTube 1 and 3000 and 3007 as in YouTube latest. It will run the container. So remove container means it will stop the container and it will remove the container. So go back to Visual Studio and add the run container stage. Enter. So define call. So everything is same, define and call and everything is same. Just provide the shell script here sh. All you have to do is docker run -d -name. So whatever the name you want, I am what. So -p port. So it runs on 3000. So runs 3000 here. And what is the image name? 7 as a /YouTube :latest. Okay. So this is the run container. Okay. So let's add the delete container groovy file also. It will delete the delete container dot groovy. Enter. So let's define and call. So what is the sh command? Docker stop. We have to stop one. So what is the image name? So we run this name with this particular name YouTube 1. Let's copy this one, copy it and paste it here, YouTube 1. Let's add another command to remove the container. So docker rm YouTube 1. Okay. So you can see. So we are removing the image also. Okay. So these are the stages we added: delete container, run container, and trivia groovy image. So let's add these stages. Git add, enter. Git commit -m added Docker files, enter. Git push origin main, enter. So it will push to our Docker hub. Okay. So let's run this one. Okay. So meanwhile go here, and we didn't describe our username and image name, right? That's why we are adding the string here. So it will take the username as a 7 as a. Okay. So we are defining string name inside the parameters. Okay. So whenever we want to change any names, we can directly change over there. Okay. I'll right click. Let me copy this one and go back to manage Jenkins and come to dashboard here, and you can see our YouTube is succeeded here. This is the final build for our OWASP stage, up to OWASP stage. And if you see the output repository, you will get this one. Okay, so we'll get the repositories like this. You will get the dependency check result like this. Okay, so go back to YouTube and you have to click on configure and click on pipeline. So inside this particular parameters, let's come down. Okay, and paste the strings. Okay, so let me paste the strings. So let's come inside. So string name. So Docker Hub username. It will use this particular Docker Hub username. So okay. So we are going to add inside the parameters, right? So whenever we change inside there in the parameters, it will change here also. Okay. So default value, but for the default value, I am using the 7 as a and the image name as the YouTube. Okay, YouTube. Okay. So Docker Hub username and description is the same. So string, just we are providing the string here, and we are going to call here from our let's come here and the steps here. So we are calling it from, so whenever we stay Docker build stage. Okay, Docker build and push stage and Docker image stage and everything same. Let me copy this stages, 2 stages. Okay, let me copy and go here and paste those stages, and you can see. So Docker Hub username. Okay, so it will take this particular username. Okay, so whatever the username we have provided, this is the Docker Hub username mentioned here. Okay, in the string. Okay, you can see this is the Docker Hub username, right? So we mentioned over there. So it will store in this one. Okay, so first of all, Docker Hub username stored as a 7 as a, and it will use this one, and we are going to call from here, and it will call it here. Okay, so if you see the Docker build stage, and it will call here. Okay, you can see. So it will call from, it will call it here, and it will store it here, and it will store it here. So it will call this one name from here. Okay, so we define Docker Hub username inside our string with this particular name. Okay, so it will runs whenever we create this particular stage run, and trivia image scan also it will run, but we change it, right? Let me see the stages also. Trivia file scan and image scan. Okay, so let's rename and copy the names clearly, otherwise it will throw error. Okay, so let's change it here. So okay, let's add the remaining stage. Okay, so let's create the container and delete the container also. I don't want to run this one, make too late. Okay, video. So let's add the remaining stages also. I don't want to make the video more length. Let's copy these 2 stages to create and delete the container, and go back to your YouTube and add here, and you can see run container. Okay, so whatever the name we used inside there, let me delete this one and go back to your Groovy file, and you can see run container here. Right click and rename and copy the name. So whatever the name you provide for your run container, you have to provide the same name here. Okay, so Control V and brackets, and you have to save this one. So whenever so whenever we select the parameter with the create option, it will run the container. So when you can see here, remove the container, I am using the params.action delete here. Okay, so it will delete the container. So you can see the remove container. So let me remove this one and go back here, and you can see I used the delete container here. Okay, so that's why I am providing the same name over there. Okay, so if you use the remove container by copying it from here, so use the same name. Okay, so you can see I provided the names here, run container.groovy, remove container.groovy, but I used it here, so delete container.groovy, sorry. So that's why I'm providing the delete container.groovy here. Okay, so I'll click on apply and click on save. So first time build with parameters. Okay, so you will get the create option. Okay, so select the create and click on build now. Okay, so it will build your Docker image and it will push to your Docker hub. Okay, so everything fine. If you see the Jenkins notification also, and you will see our fifth build is succeeded and fourth build is succeeded, and Jenkins app monitoring. So Jenkins monitoring, you can see our data, it's taking so many up and downs and everything fine. Okay, and go here. Okay, it will remove the container. Okay, and you will get this output. Okay, so we used the create parameter, right? So meanwhile, go back here. Okay, so let's copy these comments. Okay, I paste inside our master only. So right click and paste, so automatically it will take my command inside mobile extreme. Okay, you can see, so I am not pasting here. Okay, I am just selecting this one, select this one and right click, and I am selecting the paste, and it will automatically paste here. Okay, and click on enter. So you have to copy and paste over there. Okay, don't copy my. So let's copy this command, right click and paste and enter. And you have to add the flannel. Okay, let's add the flannel. So this is the flannel command, right click, copy it and go to the master, Kubernetes master, and insert and enter again. So let's copy this kubedem join, right click and copy it, go to the worker, clear the screen and provide the sudo and post the command, enter, and you can see it takes some time and it will join. Okay, so this is done, joined. And if you clear the screen and if you provide the kubectl get nodes, okay, you can see our board here, it is ready and it's not steady state. And if you clear the screen again and if you provide the up arrow and see the nodes, and it will take some time. Okay, so worker will take some time, will get up again. Okay, so it will get to ready state. You can see master and worker and both are in ready states. Meanwhile, this however this project will take some time. Okay, so it will take definitely 10 minutes. So meanwhile, we will create the config file and everything. Okay, go to the Kubernetes master. Oh, sorry, this is the Kubernetes master. Clear the screen, and all you have to do is cd dot kube. Okay, and enter and clear the screen. If you cat here config and enter, and you will get this file like this. Okay, all you have to do is copy this particular API version. From API version, you have to copy the end of the file, right click and copy it and open a file explorer in your laptop. So this is the file explorer, right? So we used the desktop and we used this particular Jenkins Shared Library, right? I am creating a new file. You can see create a new file, text document, and I am using the secret -text here. Okay, and enter, and you have double tap here secret text and paste the complete code that copied from over there and save it here and clean the screen. So I saved the file here as the secret text. Okay, and go back here, and you have to install some Kubernetes plugins in your Jenkins. Go to Jenkins here, go to the manage Jenkins, and you have to click on plugins and the available plugins, search for the Kubernetes and enter. And you have to install Kubernetes credentials, client API and CLI and credential provider and DevOps steps, and you have to click on install. So it will take some time and it will install. Okay, come back to manage Jenkins. So meanwhile, go to the credentials to add the Kubernetes secret file to our Jenkins machine. You have to click on global here and click on add credentials and select the secret file here and choose file. And we saved our file at the desktop, right? Desktop Jenkins Shared Library. So this is the secret text we use it for our config file, right? For the Kubernetes, copy that one. I mean select that one and open here, and you can see secret txt.txt and provide the name as KTS and description is also KTS. Okay, and click on create, and our credential is added. So and go back to manage Jenkins, and you come back to blog also. You can see we added the credentials, we downloaded the plugins, and everything is done. We have to install Helm on your Kubernetes master. Okay, let's copy these commands. Okay, copy these commands, go to Helm. This is the master, right? Kubernetes master. Let's clear the screen and cd double dot, come back. Okay, sorry, cd double dot, clear the screen, and in the master paste those commands. Okay, and enter. So it will install Helm on your system. Okay, you can see our Helm is installed. If you provide the Helm version here, and you can see our Helm version is installed 3.13. So Helm is installed on your system, and go back to blog and you can see the version is installed. And let's add the repo to stable. Okay, let's add this stable repository to our Helm, and add the stable here. All stable charts are added to our repository, Helm repositories, and add Prometheus using the Helm. Copy this command and go here and enter. So it will add our Helm repo add Prometheus. It will add Prometheus to Helm repository. Okay, we have to create a namespace. Okay, let's create a namespace with Prometheus and shift insert. So enter. So our namespace is created. You can see here namespace is created. Install Prometheus stack. Okay, it will install Prometheus on your system and Grafana on your system. Okay, go to your Kubernetes master and paste the command and enter. Okay, so it will take some time to install on your Helm and Kubernetes master. Okay, Prometheus to be installed on your master. Okay, it will install Prometheus and Grafana using Helm. That's why we need the Helm. Okay, so and whenever we install Helm, you have to check the version, and we have to add the stable version of Helm, and you have to add the Prometheus Helm repository, and we have to create the Prometheus namespace, and we have to install the kubestack Prometheus. Okay, and if you see the pods in the Prometheus start, it will provide Prometheus pod and node exporter pod, and everything works fine. Okay, if you go back here and you can see it is created, and Control L to clear the screen, and if you provide the command get pods, and you can see it's creating stage. This is the node exporter of your Prometheus and Prometheus node exporter, and you can see stable kube Prometheus is installing and stable Grafana is installed, and you can see alert manager is also up and running. So it will take some time. Okay, if you provide up arrow again, and you can see so everyone is in ready state now. Okay, so our Prometheus and Grafana is ready on the Kubernetes master. Okay, so and come back, so you can see the services of your Prometheus. Okay, so it sets to, by default it sets to cluster IP, and enter, and you can see everything is set to cluster IP. But for the stable Grafana, you can see we need this one to either node exporter or to load balancer. And for the stable Prometheus also, and let me see the Prometheus, for also we need the load balancer. So we will edit the particular file. Okay, so you can see kubectl edit service. So Prometheus, so we have to edit the Prometheus service. Okay, kubectl edit service. Let's copy this one for the Prometheus and go to master and paste the command and enter. And if you come down to the end of the page, you will get the type as a cluster IP here. Okay, go to the insert mode. Okay, and delete the cluster IP here at the end. Okay, provide the load balancer. L is capital and load, B is capital. Okay, balancer. So all you have to do is provide load balancer yes and escape, shift colon and WQ. You will see our service is edited. Okay, so we have to edit the from Grafana also. Okay, copy this command. We have to edit the Grafana service, paste it here and enter, and you have to change the type to cluster IP to load balancer from here also. Okay, you can see cluster IP. Go to insert mode and remove this one, provide the load balancer and click on WQ, enter. And if you see the Control L, and if you see the services now, pod services, you can see our Grafana is set to load balancer. You can see load balancer, and Prometheus table is set to load balancer. Okay, so you can directly select this one 31,932 and go back to your AWS console once. Go to the EC2 and select the instances running here and select the master here. Okay, so copy the master public IP address here and open a new tab here and paste it here, and you have to provide a 31,932, right? So what is the port? Let's see again. So 31,932, and if you provide enter, you will get the Grafana page. Okay, so our Grafana is installed on our Kubernetes master using the Helm. And for the admin, you have to provide the username as admin, and you have to provide the password as a prom-operator So you can see the password here. From hyphen operator, you have to provide the password like this and click on login, and you can see never. So all you have to do is add the dashboard. Okay, so you have to click on plus here and click on import dashboard, and let I know the some ID. So this is the ID for our Kubernetes 15661, and you have to click on load, and you have to select the Prometheus. So this is the Prometheus, right? And you have to click on import, and you can see the services. So there are total 17 pods, and this is the complete output, I mean a complete monitoring for your Kubernetes. You can see there are how many pods and how many you can see 2 here, and you can directly select from here k8 was worker, case master, and you can select the container, and you can select the only master and a worker here, and you will get the only workers, I mean master CPU usage and CPU request and CPU total memory and everything. You can see total CPU is 2 and total disk is 1, and resource is comprehensive. You can see CPU total, you can see here if you increase. So CPU total memory is 47.5 per hour, I mean master. If you go for the worker, you can see total memory for the worker is reduced now. Okay, so you can monitor all from here itself. Okay, so save this one and click on save. So this is the one code to scale, I mean observe, I mean this is the one ID for observe your or monitor your Kubernetes. I provided some other things also, you can see here. So if you provide the pod monitoring also, you can directly provide the 6417. Let's copy this one. So these are the different for your import dashboard, and discard the old one to monitor your Kubernetes. Okay, select the Prometheus here. So it will monitor your pods only. Okay, so you can see our total deployment replicas, so everything. So number of nodes, how many nodes we have to. Okay, so stable cube metrics and Prometheus and everything fine here. Okay, you can see. So I recommend you to go with this particular 15661 only. So dashboards, let me discard this one. I'm just using the this one only. Okay, so this one is fine for me. So save this one. So go to your YouTube, and you can see our dependency check output, and you can see our Docker build is succeeded, and over scan is taken up to 7 minutes, and trivia image scan is working now. Okay, so we used the create parameter, right, for your Kubernetes as for your Docker. So it will create you, it will running all these stages. Okay, so if you delete, if you select the delete parameter, it won't run all these stages, it will skip those all stages. I will show that one also. Okay, so if you see this is done, if you go here and you will get this like this. Okay, so kube deploy.groovy, let me add these stages. Okay, right click, copy to my shared Jenkins library. So add a new file, paste it here, kube deploy, and enter. And you can directly select define and call and open brackets and open, and you have to directly generate from here itself. So you, how did you generated this one means you will get the question. So you have to come to manage Jenkins, you have to go to your Jenkins here and go to the dashboard, and if you select the test one, okay, so click on pipeline syntax, and if you select this one, you will get the with Kubernetes with kube config also. You can see, yeah, you can see here with kube config, you have to select the credentials we already added, right, secret.txt. All you have to do is just generate, so it will provide the certificate. Okay, you all you have to do is copy this one, right click, oh sorry, right click and copy it, and you have to provide here. Okay, right click, paste, and open a bracket here. And what is the command to apply? sh kubectl apply -f. So deployment dot, so what is the YAML file? So you have to go to your here, so your GitHub repository, so YouTube clone. So you can see this is the deployment file, deployment.yaml. Okay, So we have to use the deployment.yaml 7 as a, you have to change your name here, okay, image name, okay. So nothing you have to do, all you have to do is change your username, okay. So this is the deployment.yaml you have to use, okay. So let's save this one. If you want to delete, all you have to do is, so kubectl delete -f. So that is the command to remove your deployment, okay. So let's go back here. So you can see everything is same, okay. Let's add another file for delete. Okay, I don't want to waste time, okay. So let's go back and copy the delete file also. You can see cube delete.groovy, copy this one and copy this one. I am just changing delete here only, and nothing you have to do, okay. Create a new file and provide a name cube delete.groovy, enter, and you have to paste das, okay. So it will delete, okay. So let's add these stages, git add. So whatever we are using inside our Jenkins file, that's everything we are writing inside a Groovy file, and we are pushing it to our GitHub repository, and we are using, so every stage contains one file, okay. So we are going to write every file inside our shared library, and we are pushing it to GitHub repository, and we are going to call it into our pipeline, okay. So let's commit this one. We added KTS. So let's push this one by providing put git push origin name, enter. So that is done, okay. So let's go back and see whether our YouTube app is running or not. You can see our build is succeeded, and you can see our remove container is skipped because we use. So if you run the delete parameter, this stage only runs and remaining stages won't run, okay. And if you copy the public IP address of your Jenkins, because we are running the container on the Jenkins machine only, and open a new tab here and paste it here, and if you provide 3000 and enter, you will get the YouTube clone, okay. YouTube application works fine, okay. So you will get the videos also, okay. You can directly play the Hyrie and any song you can directly play, and you can directly shift to coding, and you can directly go to the music here, and you can see the music here, and you can see the latest hukum and na ready, and some are copyright content won't play, okay, and everything fine, okay. If you play the not ready song, it will throw error maybe, okay, because of the copyright content. Some videos maybe play, okay. If you click on play, it will play, okay. And you can watch the movies also inside our YouTube, okay. So let's delete this container using the delete parameter, okay. If you click on delete with parameters, you can see you will get the 7 as an. Now you will get the Docker Hub username also. If you change the username here, it will change the name inside also, okay. So you can provide the image name from here itself also. You can directly provide your image name to some other thing from itself also, okay. So but I'm going with this one only. So I'm just clicking on delete here. So I'm just selecting delete here, and I'm building with delete container, okay. So if you see, you will get the so many stages will be skipped here, okay. You can see trivia file scan, okay. Maybe this stage I didn't provide the when, okay. So you can see these stages it won't run, and if you see the JSM, just refresh this one, you won't get this output, okay. It will throw the error, okay. You can see the output. So that's why we are using the delete parameter also, okay. So this is the easy way to delete your containers, okay. So let's go to the configure, and you can go to the Slack here, and you can see our 7th build is also succeeded. We are getting the notification for the every build, okay. Go to YouTube and go to the pipeline, and for the trivia file scan, you can see here, yeah. So I didn't provide the when here, okay. That's why it's throwing error. Let's copy this one, okay. Let's copy and paste the same thing here, okay. So it will run when only, okay. So whenever I create, this particular stage will run, okay. So whenever I delete, this particular remove container stage will run. Okay, so let's add other stages for our Kubernetes deployment and Kubernetes delete. Okay, so kube delete and kube deploy. Okay, go to the blog here. Yeah, stage whenever expression, so it will see, you will see this one clearly. Okay, if you go to your YouTube here and paste those comments, you can see. So whenever kube deploy means whenever I create whenever I select the create, it will deploy. So that means our deployment will apply. Okay, so whenever I provide the delete here, okay, let's see this one. Okay, kube delete. Okay, same name. So it will, whenever I select delete parameter, it will delete the deployment. So whenever I select the parameter with delete, it will delete the deployment. And whenever I select the parameter with apply, I mean create, it will apply the deployment and it will create a container and it will create a pod for our system and we can see the output. Okay, Jenkins Shared Library pipeline looks like this only. So it won't contain any lengthy descriptions. Everything is simple. So run container and bracket, it will call this particular groovy functions. Okay, we added this, right? Okay, apply and click on save. I'm clicking build with parameters and click selecting the action as a create here, and I'm going with the username as 7 as a and image name is YouTube, and all you have to do is build now and you will see the output. Once this is done, we will deploying our application on our Docker container and Kubernetes cluster also. Okay, so it will take 7 minutes and here it's taking 5 and it's taking 3 minutes. Okay, so totally it will take 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, you can see our build is succeeded, but it's skipped this particular remove container and kube deleter stages only. Okay, so everything is fine. So if you go back to your Slack and you can see the output of your with build. Okay, so with build is succeeded. And if you go back to your Splunk and you can see your JVM memory and queue size and nodes and everything, and if you see the overview, and you can see we have the only one failure builds and 10 success builds, and you can see our YouTube 8th build is succeeded and third build was failure. So that is the third build, we got the failure. Okay, so our YouTube is finding work. Nice. Let's see our app is running or not. Go here and just refresh the container. Okay, you can see our YouTube as app is running now. Okay, so everything fine, and let's see whether it's deployed to container or not. So let's go back to Kubernetes master and see whether it's working on Kubernetes or not. kubectl get all, enter, and you can see our Kubernetes service and my app service. This is the service we use it, right? So if you provide the Kubernetes worker IP with 32.0.89, it will work fine. Okay, let's go and copy the Kubernetes worker IP. Go to AWS console, select the K8s worker here. So copy the public IP address worker and open a new tab here, Control V and colon. So what is the IP address here? And you can see 32.0.89 and enter, and you can see our app is deployed onto Kubernetes also, and you can see the output also, and we can fully functional YouTube is deployed to our Kubernetes cluster also. Okay, so everything fine. You can directly play movies from here, but I'm not showing anything because of the copyright issues. Okay, now let's go and delete build with parameters with delete. Okay, so you will see the every stages will be deleted, and if you click on build now, I'm selecting the action delete here, and you can see our remaining step will be skipped and it will go to the remove container and it will delete the container, and you can see the remaining steps, everything it's cleared. Okay, and if you see the output now, you won't get any output here. If you get the refresh and you will get the error. Okay, and for the both Kubernetes and for the both. Okay, so this is how you have to integrate your Jenkins shared library with Jenkins, and you can easily deploy your Kubernetes, I mean your YouTube application onto your Kubernetes cluster and your Docker. Okay, I hope you learned something new from this video, and thank you and keep on supporting, and thanks for watching the video.